Hi, everyone. Welcome to IDTMyWay, the podcast where we explore innovation, design, and technology, and the ones that do it their way. Today, I have a woman whose name is very difficult to pronounce, Agata Surowiec. Is that correct?
Hey, well done.
I got it. I'm very impressed with myself. But we have Agata from Sonomatic, and she is in charge of business development and sales. But I'm going to let her talk about herself a little bit. So welcome, Agata, to the show. So excited to have you.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Thank you for taking your time. So with that, I kind of want to talk about you personally first to begin, before we talk about Sonomatic, as cool of a company as it is. I want to talk about you and kind of just your background and how you even got involved in industry to begin with.
Right. So yeah, as you said, my name is Agata Surowiec. That's how you pronounce it with my Polish roots. So I'm originally from Poland. I started my education there, and I started my degree, mechanical engineering degree in Poland. In Poland, it used to work a bit different. So we didn't have bachelor degrees. So I actually had to do 5 years of university,
Wow.
which is free of charge in Poland. I had to do
Nice.
I had to do 5 years to obtain my master's degree.
Wow, that's amazing.
Right. So Poland is part of the European Union, so we can travel freely between countries within the European Union. So as a student, we also, or as a student in the university, we also have opportunity to do exchange student programs. So while I was studying in Poland, I decided to enroll in one, and I got a scholarship to go and study in the UK for a year.
Wow.
So I did that for a year, and then actually I ended up enrolling to the master degree program in the UK as well. So while I was doing my Polish master, I did the one in the UK as well, and both of them are in mechanical engineering.
Wow, that's awesome. That's so cool. So how did you get involved specifically with Sonomatic? That's an incredible educational background. So I feel like it was probably easy to get in industry, but how did you get involved with them specifically?
Honestly, I did not even think about, I didn't even know what NDT was whenever I was a student. So my big plan was to become an engineer in one of the automotive industry companies, such as Jaguar or Land Rover. So that was kind of my idea. But in 2008, so I'm not going to tell you how old I am. But in 2008, whenever the recession hit, it was a challenge to find a job. So I actually didn't end up in where I wanted to go. Instead, I got an opportunity to work for a company called the Welding Institute. And I was a project engineer there, or project coordinator. So it wasn't much of a technical work. But I always had this dream that I want to do a hands-on job. So I was kind of trying to look around, and I got an opportunity to get trained and become NDT inspector. So for the next couple of years or several years, I was traveling around the world, and I was just doing these pipeline inspections. And that was amazing because I love traveling. And then I got promoted. I guess I speak better than I do inspections. I got promoted to a BD manager. And that's kind of where my current role is. However, with Sonomatic, honestly, I've known Sonomatic since my first job. And we kind of, our paths were crossing every so often. But I remember I was always saying, if I ever change the job, I would consider Sonomatic.
Kind of focusing more on Sonomatic specifically, kind of what is the history of the company, and specifically what does Sonomatic do?
So Sonomatic is a subsidiary of the CWL group. And we're basically specializing in NDT inspection design, development, and applications since the 1980s.
Okay.
It's probably before you were born.
Just a little bit.
So Sonomatic kind of brings innovation and bespoke inspection solutions to the market through in-house development of equipment, software, and robotics
Mm,
to be seen as a global market leader for ROV deployed subsea inspection and non-intrusive inspection technologies.
awesome. Cool.
So,
That was a perfect elevator pitch. I love
okay.
it. You practiced. So with that, I mean, if you want to talk a little bit more about, I guess, kind of what's the perspective and reasoning behind having all of these incredible engineers and folks all over the world? What is the benefit of that for you guys?
Right. I mean, there are different reasons and purposes why companies do inspections, but I think my opinion is that continuous monitoring of pipe conditions is a critical part of the structure assessment.
Mm-hmm.
And there are really, in our industry, there are very limited options to how to execute that in a subsea environment. We're talking about water depth of like 7,500 feet. So it's pretty deep. So lack of the assessment may result in consequences such as oil leak or explosion, which can lead then to catastrophic results for the environment and human being.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was just about to ask, and you kind of just touched on it, but why is Sonomatic and the services that you guys provide, why is it so vital to this industry, especially right now?
I think a lot of assets nowadays are they reaching their life cycle, and it's all about extension of it and to see how much longer they can produce or how much longer they can exist before they're gonna be decommissioned.
Mm.
So inspection is a critical part of it to be able to feed the information back to the system and estimate or calculate how much longer that that structure can be in service.
Yep, absolutely.
Or
I love
obviously
that.
be safe in service.
Yeah, yeah, we like the safety part. That's kind of crucial. I love that. So, since you've been with Sonomatic for a little while, kind of you've obviously been ingrained into the culture, and you've probably impacted the culture in so many ways. But what is one of your favorite parts about working with Sonomatic, and kind of what you guys contribute to industry? What do you appreciate most about this company?
I think it's a constant learning curve for us. So what I've learned is that every project is different.
Mm-hmm.
Here in Sonomatic US, we do focus our energy on subsea projects mainly, and that's where the tricky part comes in.
Mm-hmm.
Every structure is different. Because we also build our equipment in house. It's there's a lot of changing of the design, and we work under pressure, time pressure, and money pressure to
Mm-hmm.
be able to deliver projects to customers. So really the variety and constant learning of different technologies, different applications, different solutions is what keeps me going here in this company.
I love that so much. Yeah. And I think something we appreciate at IDT Expo and ADV Integrity and kind of those two sister companies is the incredible work that you guys are doing. Kind of switching a little bit to kind of the IDT Expo side, because again, one of the reasons why we love working with companies like Sonomatic is because of the incredible technology and minds behind all of what goes on in the industry. I guess one of the questions I have for you guys, for you specifically, is what value does IDT Expo add to you guys as a company?
So we were invited to the very first IDT Expo.
Yes.
And we were exhibitors there, and
Mm-hmm.
your dad is an incredible networking person.
Mm-hmm.
Like the amount of books he shared with me to read, and he shared his experience. It's something so intangible and so important. So is the IDT Expo. I think you're somehow that event every year pulls together key personnel in our industry. And so for Sonomatic, we not only were able to meet people we we hadn't known before, but also we were able to share our experience and our services with a key personnel in the industry in a one event every year. So that's something really which brought new, definitely brought new clients to us.
That's awesome. I love that. That's the goal. New clients, networking. We love that. That's awesome. So with that, and I mean, you kind of touched on it, but are there specific instances that you've really seen IDT Expo enhance your business, whether it was new clients or just an opportunity to collaborate with another company?
I think it's a little bit of everything. It's hard to put a sale number against a conference or exhibition, but I think having an opportunity to meet all people or critical people for this industry and be able to exchange the thoughts with them and see what their problems are. Maybe not necessarily we had a solution there for them, but whenever we were ready, we were able to reach back to them, invite them to our warehouse or our office and demonstrate the technology and a solution to their problem.
That's awesome. I love that so much. I guess with that, we're kind of drawing towards the end of this episode, but what is one thing for our June 4th event? Because you guys are going to be there. We're super excited to have you. But what is, I guess, one thing you're most looking forward to at our June 4th event coming up?
Honestly, as bizarre as it sounds, I'm looking forward to interacting with people face to face.
Yes.
I am very much personal person. Doesn't sound very English, but and I just I'm missing that part of of interacting with people due to COVID. I'm glad we are moving in the right direction, and I am glad that I think that's gonna be a first event for last year and a half. When I'm actually gonna go and see our existing and future clients and meet people I haven't seen for the last 2 years. So I'm super excited. I'm also obviously I think for last year and a half people's perspective on certain things changed. So I'm really looking forward to exchange the thoughts with people, see what's obviously the key speakers are as usual amazing. So I think it's gonna be a great event.
Awesome. Sweet. Well, we're so excited to see you in person. Yeah, I think we've definitely missed over the past year and a half, 2 years, really seeing each other face to face. So it will be such a pleasure to meet you in person. I'm super excited about that. But for the rest of our viewers and listeners, if you are interested in attending live or virtually, we do have a virtual option to attend our June 4th Summer IDT Expo event. Be sure to register for free at idtexpo.com. It's free registration, and we do have an in-person option like Agata mentioned, as well as a virtual option. So feel free to join us on June 4th. We're super excited to see you guys. Agata, thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate getting your just getting insight into your incredible experience and the incredible company that you work with. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ashley. It was a pleasure.
Of course. Have a good one. Thanks so much.
You too. Take care.